like clock. I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
All of our speculations were confirmed by Ichigo Tsuki in the last chapter of the Boruto manga, and I'm here to talk about everything surrounding that and everything Kashin Koji, and of course give some of my opinions about what should be happening in the future regarding Kashin Koji. Now, first things first, I do want to give a caveat and say this is confirmed by Ichigo Tsuki. It's not actually confirmed, it's not actually known as a fact that Kashin Koji is definitely the clone of Jiraiya Sensei, even though I'm pretty much going to say it's like a 99% chance that that's the situation. But if you guys will recall, characters can't necessarily confirm things. For example, people were swearing up and down that Obito was actually Madara. One of the biggest questions that I have been getting in the past day is, what kind of clone is Kashin Koji? Now, of course, he is not a shadow clone. I was getting a lot of comments about that on my TikTok, but no, he's not a shadow clone. People were saying that he might have made a shadow clone before he died, and he's probably still alive right now, but still holding on to that shadow clone. No, that's not the situation. In this particular situation, in my opinion, you could kind of compare Kashin Koji being a clone of Jiraiya as like Lord Ku being a clone of Inoki. If you guys don't really remember Lord Ku, he was pretty much the main villain back in the Mitsuki retrieval arc back when Mitsuki actually went rogue. And not only that, people make this comparison of like Mitsuki being a clone of Orochimaru. I do want to point something out. That is definitely a very good comparison, but Orochimaru wanted Mitsuki to live his own life. I feel like Kashin Koji was created with the intent to be a one-of-one replica of Jiraiya. He was supposed to be exactly like Jiraiya. So Mitsuki, of course, is a very good comparison, but it's a little bit different, mainly because Mitsuki is pretty much his own guy at this point. We know that Kashin Koji is definitely a living being. Pretty much means that he's definitely flesh and blood. I was watching the OG Never was reviewing the situation. He made a great point. We understand that Ichigo Tsuki can shrink everything except for living beings, and of course he was not able to shrink Kashin Koji. So the clone that he is, it's most likely flesh and blood. It's not going to be a full robot similar to what possibly Delta is. If you guys will recall, she looked or seemed like a full-on robot, but in this situation right here, Kashin Koji seems to have a lot more human elements to him. As far as Kashin Koji actually made, back when Kashin Koji was saying his goodbyes to Amato, and Amato was heading to the Hidden Leaf Village, and Kashin Koji was headed to where Ichigo Tsuki was at the particular point. Kashin Koji was asking Amato if he had everything right before he left. Amato replied, he said, I only need one section of cell fragments and the digitalized data aggregate. The work itself can be done using their equipment. Now, just off of that seems like Kashin Koji is kind of making sure that he can come back after he does finish this quote-unquote suicide mission dubbed by like Naruto. And if that is the case, this pretty much tells us what Kashin Koji is actually made of. He's made of some of the cell fragments from Jiraiya. If that is also true, Kashin Koji could definitely be recreated once everything is finished and once Ichigo Tsuki does pass in the body of Jigen. Also, the age of Kashin Koji might also be super relevant if you guys do recall when Jiraiya was kind of younger. For example, let's say Jiraiya, when he fought against Hanzo the Salamander, the markings under his eye was not necessarily as long as it was when he was like in his 40s and his 50s. It was really short, similar to how Kashin Koji's markings under his eyes are as of right now. In my opinion, I feel like that right there just matches up with the time frame of Jiraiya Sensei. And another thing that is super important to point out, this version of Kashin Koji is most likely leagues ahead of Jiraiya. And I know this is going to be super controversial because a lot of people love Jiraiya. A lot of people have the nostalgia, like Jiraiya is definitely a strong character. He is definitely a very strong character for the time that he was in, but for the time that we are right now, Kashin Koji by necessity has to be stronger than Jiraiya. And it does make sense mainly because of the progression of scientific technology. Of course, Delta went toe-to-toe with Naruto. Strength-wise, matched Sage with 6 past Naruto. Didn't really match Naruto speed-wise, but was able to keep up. Obviously, Delta regular without scientific technology can't come anywhere close to that. So I feel like Jiraiya boosted by scientific technology, of course, makes him that much stronger. And of course, one of the big things that's extremely telling is the fact that Kashin Koji, before he did leave to fight Ichigo Tsuki, stated that he was about to kill Delta real quick. Either Kashin Koji is just overconfident, or he's actually strong enough to take down Delta right before he does fight Ichigo Tsuki in the body of Jigen. One of the other things that I really want to know is exactly the time frame of making a Kashin Koji. We understand that, of course, Kashin Koji is a young version of Jiraiya, but does that mean that that version of Kashin Koji has been alive for like what, 25 years now? If that is the case, it would be a very long time frame from when Kashin Koji is actually going to be able to be reborn. In my opinion, I really do not think that that's going to be the exact situation. I feel like it's going to be a lot more advanced than a Mitsuki model, where if Amato does want to create a 25-year-old Jiraiya, or if Amato wants to create a 40-year-old Jiraiya, he can do something like that. One thing that I do know for sure is the fact that Naruto has to, I mean, this is necessity at this point. He gotta check in with Mount Miboku and see exactly what's going on. How did how did Kashin Koji sign a contract with these frogs? And it's very possible that because it is Jiraiya's clone, that of course he has the same blood signature, this guy has been summoning toads for a very long time. How come nobody told Naruto? It's possible that Mount Miyaboku knew that there was a clone of Jiraiya this whole time and no one told Naruto. It might have been for the greater good, because Kashin Koji is always on the good side. He probably told Mount Miyaboku exactly what his plans are, but it's very shady how no one really told Naruto. I think Naruto definitely got to check in and pull up on some people and actually confirm who this Kashin Koji guy is. One thing that has been made clear throughout these past couple of chapters is that Ichigo Tsuki has been plugged in on the affairs of Earth. I was really surprised that he knew about the Signing 3, Orochimaru, Tsunade, and Jiraiya. And just like because this is an Otsutsuki member, he's most likely been traveling from dimension to dimension, gathering information about other dimensions, other planets and stuff like that. And for him to still have the 3 great signings just stuck in his head and him actually remembering what their fate was and everything like that, it's just absolutely amazing. It kind of gives me flashbacks when Nagato knew who Kakashi was. I'm pretty sure you guys know Kakashi is a very famous ninja, but Nagato was viewed as like a godlike figure in the Hidden Rain, which is extremely closed off. It's like, how did he know about Kakashi? And it's not like Kakashi was gonna rival Nagato or anything like that. It's just that he knew about everything that was going on outside of the Hidden Rain, and I was just so impressed. And the same thing with Ichigo Tsuki, if you guys do recall, back when he was fighting against Sasuke, he was expressing excitement facing the Mangekyo Sharingan abilities, the Amaterasu, the Susanoo. Of course, Ichigo Tsuki demolished them, but regardless, he was expressing a lot of feelings towards them, which pretty much means that he's very plugged in to this planet, which was a surprise to me. Just that, in my opinion, makes it highly likely that Ichigo Tsuki was here when Madara and everybody was going rampant when there was a 4th Great Shinobi War and everything like that. So they're probably gonna have to give us an explanation about why he didn't actually step in. Matter of fact, I probably know exactly why he didn't actually step in. Probably because he knew that Madara couldn't beat him. And on top of that, Ichigo was probably rooting for Kage to win and beat everybody so he could probably pull up on Kage again and get his revenge. But regardless, let's get back to Kashin Koji. As far as this being a suicide mission, I feel like Kashin Koji actually knows that this is a suicide mission, mainly because of the conversation that he did have with Amada back in chapter 44. He asked him if he had everything to recreate himself. If they were actually talking about recreating Kashin Koji, I feel like that is the situation. Now, it's very weird that Amada didn't actually tell Naruto that at that particular point. It's just like Amada to be withholding some information until Sasuke or something actually says it, and then he actually confirms it. So I feel like it's definitely on brand for Amada not to tell Naruto that, especially when Naruto is being choked up about him possibly reminding him of somebody that he doesn't know. Naruto's understanding of a suicide mission completely blew my mind. I thought a suicide mission for Naruto would be completely against his morals and everything like that, but it seems like he definitely grew. Of course, there's definitely situations where you have to go on suicide missions, where you have to order people to go on suicide missions, and for Naruto to grow like that and realize that those situations actually do occur was absolutely insane in my opinion. The only thing that Naruto was actually worried about is the fact that Kashin Koji seemed like he was actually trying to get up out of here and actually trying to beat Ichigo Tsuki. Naruto wanted to figure out if Amado actually made it crystal clear that this is a one-way ticket to the afterlife, and that right there just showed so much growth in my man's Naruto. It was super emotional seeing the attachment that Naruto had to Kashin Koji, even though he pretty much doesn't know him from a can of paint. And then on top of that, the Scout Frog disappearing right before Kashin Koji's actual identity has been revealed by Ichigo Tsuki. I think that's great writing. You have to build the suspense. It was just a very emotional scene for Naruto, and I was kind of feeling for Naruto, but I feel like it's kind of a good thing then, because if he's seen that Jiraiya was kind of being set up on another suicide mission, I feel like Naruto would have probably killed Amado on the spot. Shikamaru, God bless his heart, he's been holding back a lot, because I'm pretty sure everybody understands that he wants to kill Amado ASAP. Kawaki tried to kill Amado already, but if Naruto was on board because Jiraiya was sent on another suicide mission, it would have been cursed for my man Amado. But just like everything in the past 2 chapters, I feel like Sasuke's actually going to be the one to figure out that that's probably Jiraiya, and I feel like it's just poetic justice as of right now, mainly because if you guys recall back in Naruto Shippuden, Sasuke never met Jiraiya, but in the past Urashiki arc, the boyhood arc, when they did go back in time, Sasuke met Jiraiya for the first time. So that pretty much makes it possible for Sasuke to say, hey, that guy has the mannerisms of Jiraiya, that guy fights like Jiraiya, things like that, man, because that guy had a front row seat to Jiraiya's dialogue, how Jiraiya fought, and also his ideologies. So that arc in itself makes it possible for Sasuke to realize that that actually is Jiraiya. But I do know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Give me your opinions about this whole situation. Do you guys think that it is actually confirmed that that right there is definitely the clone of Jiraiya Sensei? In my opinion, I feel like it's like 99% confirmed at this point, even though it's just still coming from a character. But it's just a very good possibility. And on top of that, like, do you guys think that Amado can actually recreate Kashin Koji in the Hidden Leaf Village? And if that is the case, do you guys anticipate the meeting of Naruto and Kashin Koji? But one thing that I do know for sure, Naruto definitely got to pull up on Mount Miyaboku and see exactly what's going on. But it's me, your boy Barbie, and we out.
It's a knife.
We do for the game. Shorty want class, so she fought for the fame. Look at my eyes, man, I swear I won't change. Losing my mom, and I swear I can't think.